gone ahead to invite him is that you want to be a judge in your own cause. You cannot investigate an allegation against yourself. And you have invited this man. He gave you respect that if there is an invitation, I would come. And the man says that I'm not going to speak to you. I may want to speak to your superiors. So that is his constitutional right he has exercised. And while the man is leaving the office, you come and policeman says that he is obstructing officials. And you charge him under the OSP Act, and you come and say that I don't have a hand in it, it is the policeman. On whose authority that the policemen are found on your premises or within the presence of your office? It is clear blot on his career. It is unfortunate. It is unfortunate.
So if
now,
please go ahead.
Well, he's been granted bail. There is conditions, factors that have to be taken into granting bail or refusing bail. You said you've charged a man. You put an onerous condition that he should be bailed. He's been bailed. You've asked for justification that he should bring a landed property document in his name. Once they bring the document, you vacate the place, abandon your duty, instruct your personnel to leave, and you say we have closed, so we will not be able to execute the bail. It's clear, and it shows that there is some malice, there is mistrust, and you just want to use your power or the discretion that has been given to you to punish somebody. As the bail, it is stated that bail should not be used as source of punishment. For me, I think that this is one of the cases that citizens must arise and resist any oppressive rule. Any person with power authority must be resisted, and the right thing must be done.
Okay.
So, for me, if Kpebu is going back to the OSP for the bill to be executed, it tells you that there is always somebody always has a superior, and there is always a superior thing that the wrong must be right.
Okay.
So for me, yes, that is it. It must be condemned in uncertain terms.
I'm grateful, Victor Kojoga-Dawudu. Thank you very much. I understand. Honorable Francis Xavier Sosu, Member of Parliament for Medina, is also on the line. You heard this news. What was your initial reaction, and what do you make of what has happened so far?
In fact, what has happened so far is seriously embarrassing and very disappointing. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make legal sense to me because, in the first place, I don't know how Martin is under investigation. If I have made an allegation against the OSP, how do I tend to be the one to be under investigation? And in the first place, how can the OSP even investigate himself? If there's an allegation against OSP, who is an anti-corruption agency, I'm expecting that institutions like IOCO or some other agency of state will take up that matter and want to investigate. So the invitation of Martin in the first place is not legally justifiable. There's no basis for even inviting him in the first place. Then secondly, to have even detained him is even worse. Because, what would be the basis? Honestly, this is completely unacceptable. It is illegal. And I think that, as I've heard many people condemn already, it must be condemned. This is so wrong, and it must not be accepted in a democratic society.
But was Martin Kpebu right demanding that he really wanted to be only, investigated or spoken to by the SP himself, or maybe a superior, body other than his subordinates?
If Martin is not the subject of your investigation, or even there are people who are subject of your investigation that you send your investigator to go and interview. Martin is not your typical public officer that you want to investigate anyway. So you couldn't send your investigator to say, Martin has some information. Let's get in it. You could have done. So then, what needs it, firstly? And then the the most first arrest, because I don't even understand how you would invite somebody, get the first attached, then in the process you turn around to arrest the person. This is clear case lawful arrest and a clear case abuse of power.
Well, gentlemen, I'm grateful that you could join me. The whereabouts of Martin Kpebu, what we are learning currently is that he's being moved from the NIB office back to the office of the Special Prosecutor building just opposite Parliament. And what was going to happen, we simply do not know. We are keeping tabs on this, breaking or developing story. Martin Kpebu, as we are gathering, is now being moved from the office of the NIB back to, the office of the Special Prosecutor. And fresh information that I'm getting is that Martin Kpebu, who has been under the investigation of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, went to NIB, back to Office of the Special Prosecutor, has now been released after some interventions, just like Kweku Asante told you, that now Martin has been released. That is the fresh information we are getting. So the fresh information we are getting is that Martin Kpebu has now been released, and possibly he can now go home and sleep. I mean, he went to the Office of the Special Prosecutor, the premise around, in the morning. Our reporter, Fatal Bayaga, spoke to him that morning. He's been there. I mean, it got to a point we didn't know his whereabouts. We got to know he was at NIB, brought back to the Office of the Special Prosecutor. But what we are learning currently that he has been released. We are still keeping tabs on this issue, and as if anything else happens, as fresh information comes, we'll bring this to you. I mean, stay with us here on Joy News. This is a happening story, and when we have fresh information, we'll be bringing that to you.